You know, people ask me all the time, they say, Cooper, what do you do during the day? It's a great question, even if you ask it condescendingly. People say, Cooper, what do you do every day as a youth pastor? And there are a lot of ways to answer that question. The easiest way to answer that question is to show you the things I use and the things I need to be a youth pastor. Let's do this. First and foremost, what do you need to be a youth pastor? Well, you need all of these. If you look really closely, you can see that I've got tons of action figures. So that way the kids will think I'm cool. What else do you need as a youth pastor? You need a favorite sports team so they can pick on you about how bad they are. Something else you need as a youth pastor is you need coffee and a coffee mug that says, you know what, guys? I know I don't act like one, but I really am an adult.
I love you.
Something else you need as a youth pastor is obviously a ping pong table, because how else would I get a 40-hour work week? One of the absolute necessities of being a youth pastor is you absolutely need a random couch that someone gave you that used to have an animal living in it, because why not? As a youth pastor, you need a basketball goal, and a mean jumper so you can dominate 13-year-olds at a sport most of them don't play. Another thing you absolutely need to be a youth pastor is a random gigantic closet full of every piece of sports equipment ever created, complete with a Christmas tree, party decorations, coffee mugs, and things you didn't even know existed. Lastly, what you absolutely have to be a youth pastor, the most important thing is snacks, because teenagers love snacks. Now, all kidding aside, right, what you really need to be a youth pastor is you need a sense of humor, right? Because tons of things happen in youth ministry that are just honestly quite hilarious. And everyone's preconceived notion, oftentimes, of what youth ministry is, include things like ping pong, basketball, snacks, summer camp, and all those are good things. The point of this video is to show you that in order to do things that we're asked to do, we actually need equipment to do them, right? If you're gonna play basketball, you need a basketball. If you're gonna go lift weights, you need weights to lift. If you're gonna go and cut grass, you need a lawnmower. So why is it that we as Christians think we need nothing to be believers? Starting in the fall, 6:30 p.m. on Wednesday nights, we are gonna start a new program at Westside Fellowship called Equip University, or for short, Equip U. Shout out Jacob Daniely for that quippy, funny how that works, that quippy name for our program. What's the point of Equip University, you ask? Great question. We are going to seek to answer the tough questions, the hard questions, the confusing questions about what it means to be a believer. We're going to answer questions like, what does it mean to steward my finances? What does it mean to be a disciple, right? Jesus calls us in Matthew 28 to make disciples. That's a commandment. But what does that actually look like? What does it mean to be a disciple? What does it mean to make a disciple? How do you make a disciple? What are the skills you need to be a disciple, right? Because salvation is a moment, but sanctification is a process. Sanctification happens over time. Discipleship happens over time. So how do we do that? So join us on Wednesday nights in the fall, 6:30 p.m., where we are going to seek to answer those questions on what it actually means to make disciples, teaching them and baptizing them just as Jesus commanded us to. So I hope you join us Wednesday nights, 6:30. We will see you there. Peace.
I love you. Yeah.